everybody. I'm Tom Vassell, and welcome to Week in Review. This is where we do a series of videos. We do one every week, where we tell you all the videos we put out the last week, give you short summaries, and then you go, I would like to see more. Links in the description below. Let's get started here now.
Hey everybody, I'm Garcia. Here's what I did last week. So I reviewed Old King's Crown, which I gave a 6 out of 10 to. It is a lovely looking game, incredibly well produced. The artwork is stunning, but I find the gameplay to be persnickety, for there to be a lot of little easily forgotten or missed steps. It's a game about learning all the little things you can do over many, many plays so that you feel not amazing at being able to play that game, but just adequate. And like you're not constantly missing something, or at least that's how it felt to me, which is why I gave it a 6 out of 10. I reviewed Shall We, which I gave a 7 out of 10 to. This is a tile-laying game based, Rainer Knizia game, based on a game he put out years ago, which itself was based on a traditional game, I guess, from 1925. So it's a very light game. It's very much family fare, but the production elevates this one. I think they did a good job with the way the game looks. It's the kind of game you can certainly sit around and talk with grandma and pops and play some tiles and try to empty your hand. It's cute. I reviewed Fight for Olympus, which I gave, Marvel Skirmish. I compared that to Fight for Olympus, the original printing, so you can check out that video where those two are being compared. And then also reviewed Marvel Skirmish, the new printing, which I gave a 7.5 to. This one is a head-to-head Marvel-themed dueling game in which you are trying to wrest control of various areas from your opponents, trying to come out on top. The game has evolved in some significant ways from the original Fight for Olympus. The theme, of course, but also mechanically, and I enjoyed it. I think it could have been a little stronger. They could have gone further with their modernization of what the original game did, but I liked it, and it's certainly one that if you're a big Marvel fan and like tug-of-war style games, I think you would enjoy it. And that's it for me, everybody. I'll see you on the next one.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Chris Time this week. First off, I looked at Craftwagon, The Age of Industry. This is kind of like the 10-year anniversary edition of the original game Craftwagon. It does feel a little bit old, but it also still feels unique in some interesting ways. So it gets a 7 out of 10, having an interesting rondelle and some pretty cutthroat pricing and business edging people out. It's a unique game, still worth looking into, I think, so 7 out of 10. Next up, Splendor Kids. I gave a 7.5 for this kids and family weight game. Yes, Splendor's already very approachable, but this one goes down to 6 years old, I think, pretty well. And it has a few little steps that you can kind of scale up, and I think it would play well with the family. And I enjoyed having it, so 7.5. Next up, Onoda, also a 7.5, but a very different game. This is a solitaire survival horrors of war game. A very fascinating theme behind it. I think it explores it well. Great production. Very lucky game. More of an experience than a puzzle, so it depends what you want out of your solo games, but a 7.5. The Old King's Crown. Also a 7.5. This is it's both simultaneously large and a small game. It feels like a Rainer Knizia game where everyone plays cards. You want to have the highest number, wrapped around with this Cole Whirly game with all this like asymmetry and lots of interaction points. It's fascinating, and I want to play it more, so 7.5 for me. And then lastly, a game that I consider excellent. This is Chronologic Cusco 1450. This is a great deduction system, uses the same as the original Chronologic Paris 1920. I do like the theming and the setting of the original one more, and I think the big downside of this one is that it's like hard to name the areas and keep it all straight. But then they threw in some really cool additions with the way the map can work and have one-way routes and stuff. So a few detractions and a few boosts, so I gave it the same score as the original Chronologic, which is an 8.5, an excellent deduction game. And that, folks, has been my week.
All All right, this week I took a look at Dungeon Legends. Came in at an 8 on it, so a seal of approval. This is a family weight game. I think it's borderline kids and family. It leans a little towards kids just because it is a follow-up to Chronicles of Vel. It's set in the same universe, so the heroes are going to be familiar and some of the monsters and the symbology, things like that. But it is definitely more of a family-style game where you can play across all ages. Everyone can be involved on their different levels of strategy. So really enjoyed this, thought it was a great addition to the family style game. And of course, with Rebel Studios, the production is just fantastic. They have different boxes included, which are going to help get it to the table really quickly and keep everybody involved in that setup. So an 8 for me for Dungeon Legends. Let's keep it going.
Hey everybody, I'm Joey Evans, and here's what I reviewed this week. First off was Dungeon Legends. Dungeon Legends is a cool, it's a lighter game, but I think it could be approached by families, but it's fun. Either way, I enjoyed this. I ended up giving that a 7. Also, Koi. Koi seems like the spiritual successor to Bonsai. It's a very relaxing game where you're building a koi pond. Enjoy this as well, 7.5. Also, Chronologic Cusco, and there's a date on there, 14-something. But anyway, it's a deduction-style game that I really, really enjoyed. I came in at a 7. I can honestly see this going up the more I play it. I know Tom and Chris were higher on it than me, but honestly, I could probably see myself going up to their scores as well. This is a really fun one if you like deduction, stuff like Search for Planet X. Also, I did another 3D Printed Upgrades Volume 3, where I printed some really cool stuff. So if you have a 3D printer, check that out. And if you don't have a 3D printer, check it out. It might kind of convince you to get one, or print them at the library, or have a friend print them. I don't know. Anyway, that is what I reviewed and what I did this week.
Hi, I'm Wendy Yee, and this week there are 2 reviews I was a part of. The first one is Craft Wagon. I gave it a 7. It is a reprint of a game from 2015, and it's all about building cars and then pricing them so that you can undercut the price of other people so that you can then sell the cars to the buyers that also you've chosen to put out, or at least people at the table have chosen to put out. I like this game. It's one that I enjoyed the older version. I enjoy the new version. I like a couple of the changes that they've made, and visually, component-wise, I think it is so much better. Still fun game. Give it a 7. It is not as good at 2. It's better at more players. But yeah, check that out if that sounds interesting to you. The next one on my list is Splendor Kids. This one I gave a 7.52. What I like about this is that it adds a lot of visual to the game of Splendor, so that as you're teaching kids, it's not all these abstract concepts of like, you can have, 1, 2, or 3 chips, depending on what you take. I mean, it's there, but it's very visual and it's right in front of them. And then you are working towards this card that's out in the market and might be there when it's your turn, but it might not. But instead, it's just a very clear, like, you're taking these paths, you know what you need to get down the path that you're going. And so I think that it is a good way of teaching those skills early on. And there's different ways to add and change it based on kind of the age that you're trying to go for. So anyways, 7.5 for that one. I think that is a good pick. So there you go. That's all I've got for you today. Let's go ahead and see who's next.
All right. Well, I reviewed with Z Marvel Skirmish, which is a reprint with a Marvel theme, very lightly paced on top. I like it. It's fun, but I don't want to play it all the time because there's a lot of luck. But I still really enjoyed my play, so I'd give it a 7 out of 10. The new Chronologic game, Chronologic Cusco, I enjoy. I gave that one an 8. It's not as good as the OG game, the first one. I just think just because the theming is a little trickier to get, but it's still very, very good. Deduction game, 8 out of 10. I reviewed a whole pile of little games, I gave various reviews. I also took a look at Old King's Crown. This is a big, very much back and forth style game. It's very unique, amazing art. It has a feel of like Roots and games like that. Definitely check out the review that I gave that one an 8.5. Right, this is a bit of an old school feel, although the game has new art. A little bit long of a setup, but man, tons of fun with asymmetrical factions all fighting each other. Right gets a 7 for me. Gems of Iridecia, I like this one. A very mid-weight game, and I think we don't have enough of these mid-weight games where you're moving your airships up, collecting gems, turning in sets of gems for relics. A 7.5. And Railway Boom. Wow, I really am enjoying this game, moving up tracks and auctions. It's very solid. I wish the game was a little bigger, but that's my only real strong complaint. 8 out of 10, a lot of fun. I took a look at a bunch of Carcassonne expansions. The first 10, they've remade them. And so they've changed a lot of things in them and all. So I'm just taking a look at them straight. I put them all together. And I also told you which ones were my favorite from these first 10, because I'm sure there will be more expansions for Carcassonne. And there you go, folks. Lots of different things we did this week. We did. We had a top 10 list for games to play with strangers. We did the news. We did crowd surfing. We played Wonderland's Duel. So there's a lot of different videos to check out this week. Thanks so much for joining us. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell, and this is Week in Review on the Dice Tower.
Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, if you would love to game with us at one of our conventions, check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Vassell.